Lecture is going to be by Mr. TJ Kim, but let me explain to you a little bit about the format. Usually we go from 7:20 all the way to 10 minutes to 9. There's very little time for questions and hands-on. I asked him and he agreed our lecture tonight will be only for 30 minutes. That doesn't mean we finish early. We get to explore, touch, look at all those maps and rare books. He presented this exact same lecture in front of the former President Moon Jae-in back in August. I was there with him. The picture, please. That's a proof. Yep, he's right there. And at that time, some of these maps and some of these books were in a giant glass case, do not touch. But today, he didn't even bring the glass. So I don't know what kind of insurance he carries, but please be careful. Some of those are reprints. Ones up here are mostly originals and they're very old. So be careful, but at the same time, go through them, ask him questions. You can walk around, look at it, and that's the format we're gonna have. I don't know what we can do for those who are joining us online, but we'll do the best we can do, okay? All right, back to the lecture. TJ Kim, he's the CEO of Team Mecca Korea and also Techno Mecca Incorporated. These are both companies specializing in antiquarian books, maps, and museum consulting worldwide. Some of the maps and books you've seen in the museums probably went through him. He also serves as the Vice President of the International League of Antiquarian Booksellers and President of the Korea branch of the International Map Collectors Society. And he's educated in Korea, US, Japan, and holds advanced degrees in history, computer science, and mathematics, and maybe at the end, or maybe over beer in the RAS After Dark, he will tell you the reasons why he went from mathematics into art history. It might require beer too. But anyway, so let's give him a big hand.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Okay, my name is TJ Kim. I'm from Tenafly, New Jersey, and also I live in Seoul, Korea, Yeonhee-dong. Some of you visit my shop as well. As introduced by Daniel Park, that I am the antiquarian dealer and agent for government, museums, and institutions, and few private collectors in terms of Western-made Asian materials, such as the antiquarian maps and books about Korea or Japan and China. In Korea, they says antiquarian dealer, they call 골동품상. But when I compare with them, there are some difference. I am handling, Western-made materials and relatively that expensive compared to the Korea 골동품상. They huge amount of money like porcelain, like 청자, 백자, but not like that. So, but I like these collections, and I like doing this work because I feel like I am the creating like a new history of Korea in terms of in the viewpoint of Western culture. Like when first Jesuits missionaries came to Korea, they have no idea. They just came and they feel. That's what I feel like I am doing that kind of work when I touch those kind of antiquarian materials, how they drawing, the Korea at 14th century, 15th century, and go on. So when I do a lecture in former President Moon's bookstore, this is their monthly book talk program, and at that time my topic was 서양 고지도 속의 K 지도, which means how the Western antiquarian maps they showing about K, which is Korea, and Matthew translate that to me as a translate to me as a new title called Island to Peninsula: How the West First Saw Korea. I like it. This is the fact. So thanks for Matthew. Okay, so I'm gonna have 4 different chapters today. The first one I'm gonna do is that how when the first European drawing about the Korea maps. And second one is how East Sea is like a big issue now. How East Sea between Korea and Japan, they depicted in Western maps. And third one is how Ulleungdo and Dokdo and Jeju-do, how they find it out, the Western people, how they find it out and how they name it, because they're totally different name if you see in my lecture. And then chapter 4 is going to be Q&A, and I'm going to show you another issue about some other maps about it. The first, first of all, I'm not a scholar, so I'm just collector, so I'm not used to this kind of the lecture. But when I first do this way, when I first find it out the maps which is showing as Korea is this one, 1568 by I think by a Portuguese cartographer called Vázquez Dourado. He made a map about it's like a Portland chart, which means they're using for the voyage. The title is Iapam, is Japan. But on the left-hand side, they drawing as Costa de Conlai, means this is like a Korea. Conlai is Korea. This is the first name showing on Western map. And above this, they call Regional de China. This is China, and this is Korea. But this shape is the first map in the book showing. However, I found it out another one, which is 1528. I'll show you later. And the second one, this is another one is made by East India Company. As you know, we call VOC, 1594. And the title is Orbis Terrarium Typos something something. It's about the world map. And they show, they have a year on it, 1594. They made this map and using for the East India Company preparation. And they showing us Korea as a little here. And this is also showing as island. And also they call Korea as well as Chaoshen, which means Joseon. So using the both name there. And the next one, 1595. This is the title called Iaponia Insula Descriptor, means description of Japan. But at the left-hand side, they have a Korea Insula. Insula Latin is island. So they drawing as also Korea as island, same as Japan. And also, there's another map, 1595. This is by Netherlands cartographer Van Langerens. We call Langerens map. They showing Korea as above the China, which is the north side, called Ilha de Korea, which is again also island of Korea. And above that, they have a Japan called Iapan. We call this kind of shape of Japan, we call shrimp head Japan. It's like, it looks like shrimp, right? So we call shrimp head Japan. And then another one I can show is this map is a famous Netherlands cartographer, Jansson. He was drawing as a Korea as island. It called Ins Korai, means the island of Korea. And the next one is Japan. So as you see, like the 16th century, or 16th century or before, the European, they realized Korea is island, definitely. And all of this material is in there. So after my lecture, you can see one by one. You have some like a hidden and find. I just scratch all of them. So you can see the original maps and also some replicas as well. Now, after that, after 1636 or after 1640, after that, all maps are showing peninsula. So I brought here that I don't have to explain because it is obviously peninsula right now. So you got 1636, before was island. After that, all peninsula. But in the peninsula, but the map, the shape of the Korea is a little different. So this called Ulleungdo and Dokdo. This is the first European map of Korea. I'm talking about not in Asia, only Korea itself. So it's it is so important. And this is made by Dourado. Dourado is he collecting all the China maps and make a new huge big volume, 4 volume of books. And volume 4 has that map in it. I just brought it there, volume 4. So you can see there. You can touch it, but don't break it, please. And in this map is also famous for in Joseon Dynasty as well, because the Qing, which is China, asking the map to Korea government, Korea king. So because this is a part of the big project of the making, the maps of China, but Korea didn't know at that time. So Korea king and their cabinet was scared. Why China asking them our map? Because of they want to attack again. Because Korea at that time, like they did like a 1592 Imjineran, 1597 Jeong유제란, 1636 병자호란, and they asking again the map. So Korea government and king was so shaken. What's going on? So they make a cabinet, the royal cabinet meeting, and they says, oh, let's make a different one. We call 불상불약, means not detailed, but not fake. So they make a little different map, which is showing that Seoul is supposed to be around here, but they put all the way down. And then this shape is totally different. This is a really small shape at that time. If you compare with 1735, another Korea map I brought here, they are different one. So this map was the first map of Korea in Western culture. This one. And now, chapter 2, how is the East Sea, which is the Sea of Korea, or between the sea between Korea and Japan, depicted in Western maps. This is the big issue between Korea and Japan now, and how they want to call. The Japan call Sea of Japan, Korea call East Sea. The funny thing is, that I'll tell you later. In 16th century, in terms of the name of the sea, is really simple, and it's really obvious that 16th century, there's no name. See that? Even they drawing Korea as an island, there's no name. There's no name, because they didn't come. Western people or explorer, they didn't come, so they don't need any name. However, in end of 16th century, Europeans now coming to the European coming to the east like Middle East and India and China. When they come to the Far East, they need a name. Why? Because they have to voyage, they have to explore. So they put the Indian Ocean, they put the Africa Ocean and China Ocean, and then they put the Mer Orientale, means Oriental Ocean, East Ocean. So that's what they put it as well. And then also in Korea, China, Japan, Western people first contact was China. So they also put the name of the China in the name of the China is Mer della China. You can see this map as well in there. So they put the China name too at that time. And also, they also call Mer Iom. Iom means Latin East. So Eastern Sea. Not East Sea, it's different than 동해. Eastern Sea, which means 동쪽의 바다. So they also put as a Mer Iom, then maybe it's also there, you can see it. And 17th century, also at the end, they also, Sea of Korea came. This is the first map showing Sea of Korea in 1615. This is called Mapa de Asia by Godinho. This map is only existing in the museum. I think it's a Spain museum, but they only have a copy. But it says here, Mar Korea, they call. So this is the first map showing Korean, the Korea Ocean, or Sea of Korea, whatever. This one. And then there's another map. This is called the Big Atlas. Atlas called Arca de Mae. which is Secret of the Ocean. They made it on 1647 by Robert Dudley. He's an English explorer, but he made this map in Italy. And here, as it says, they call Mare di Corai. This is also, they put the Korea as island, and this is Japan. This one original map, they are in the Busan Maritime Museum. They have it I sell 10 years ago, this one. And now, 18th century, like mathematics, all 18th century map, Sea of Korea, 95%, I guess. You can check here, there too. You can see like all like 1700 maps, which is 18th century map, they changed to Sea of Korea from no name, from China Sea, from Maritime. They changed to the Korean Sea because they realized, oh, next to China, they have Korea existing. And then also, after Hendrik Hamel, they visited Korea from 1653. It was unfortunate, shipwreck in Jeju Island. And after that, Korea was well known, good or bad, but well known. So they know it was Korea's existing. And so there's ocean in there. So they put the Mer de Korai, Sea of Korea, Korean Sea. They put all the name as Korea. Let's see. And also this is another map there. It's a 1794. The title is Empire of Japan and Kingdom of Korea. And this is the last map showing Sea of Korea. Again, 1794. After 1794, which is we are going to now 19th century, which 1800, all maps are relatively going to Sea of Japan. I don't know why this has happened, but because Korea doesn't open, European, they try a lot to open the market, merchant, missions, they try a lot, but Korea never opened it. And then instead, Korea doing only with Japan and China, mainly China. So most of European going to the Japan for the business or a merchant. So if you see, just this is the map is 1815, not like 1900, 1815. All 1800 maps and after they change the name as Sea of Japan. So if you see any maps there in Western maps, oh, it's a Sea of Korea. Oh, it's 18th century, 1700s. And Sea of Japan, that is after 1800s. It's like simple mathematics, like that. And also, the European, the cartographers, they are smart. When they make like this kind of a map, they are really smart people and they are well educated, like astronomically, geographically, cartographically, they are so smart. But many sailors or explorers, they keep sending, to their country that, oh, this is a Sea of Japan. Sea of Japan is coming, Sea of Japan. So they thought, what happened? There was a Sea of China, Sea of Korea was there. Why they put Sea of Japan? So some people, they put two names together, like Mer de Korea, Ode to Japan. And then the other guy, okay, then, but we cannot delete the Sea of Korea. So they put the Sea of Korea at the South China Sea. This is the 1830s. And then Sea of Korea was now going to the south, the Mer de Korea, Korean Sea. But at the bottom, they have a China Sea there already. And then later on, China Sea coming up. So unfortunately, Sea of Korea was diminished in this area, not in here. Now, let's talk about the Ulleungdo and Dokdo and showing on the Western maps. Even the 1732, which is in the floor, that map is the first showing as Ulleungdo and Dokdo, which is by French name. As I told you before, there is one map, the first Korean map, they have adopted by Korea from for the China, and they have the different shape, but and that there they have Ulleungdo and Dokdo in Korean name, but it's Chinese character. So just 1 second, and they call Chinese people reading their Chinese language, and French people they wrote it. That's why they pronounce as Farling Tao, which is Banleungdo, which is Ulleungdo. And then the other one is Qiansandao, which is Cheonsando. Actually, it is Usando, but Chinese U and Cheon is similar. So Chinese scholars they reading as Qiansando, which is by Chinese pronunciation. That's why they put is a Chan Tao. They put in the Ulleungdo as the name. And as I said, President Moon was visited in Spain as an official visitor. And at that time, the Congress Library of the Spain, the chief was Mr. Gonzalez, invite President Moon to showing that map was here. So let's see what he says about it. Okay. No, fine. Yes. Okay. Anyway, the President Moon saw this book, which is a Chinese atlas, and that map, and he also mentioned that that is the obviously from the Dokdo and Ulleungdo in terms of Korean point of view. And let's see this a little more video here. Okay, good. Yeah, this part. See that? Farling Tao and Chan Tao. That is the Chinese pronunciation of the Dokdo, which is okay.
It's the one for
Yes, yes. The first one.
break.
Not that expensive. But anyway, yeah, okay. Okay, good. Okay, good. Sorry. Okay, now the after this map, in 1787, French explorer, which is La Pérouse, he was the first explorer in East Sea or Sea of Japan by officially by measurement. So they did with they did measure of the like latitude and all the like the sea route. They going from Formosa, Taiwan to all the way to the Jeju, and they go to the Ulleungdo, and then they see the one island, Jeju Island, the Ulleungdo Island called Dasle. Because 1735 Korea map which they drawing in that map, they have a Ulleungdo already, but they found another island called Dasle. This one is same as Ulleungdo, but as you know, the previous one, they put too close to the Korea, the mainland. So they thought this is a different island. That's why they make this island called, it's same as Ulleungdo, but they call this is Dasle. Dasle is the name of the professor who was the professor for like geographic in French West Point School. I don't know what's the name. And this professor name they put Dasle. And Dasle, this name was using in Western map for 230 years as Ulleungdo, as a Dasle, same name. And then after 1950, after Korean War, they revealed that, oh, this is our, the Ulleungdo. So that's why now they changed to Ulleungdo. But during that time, they was using as Dasle Island. So if you see the Dasle Island, that is Ulleungdo. So actually there are two different islands and two different names on it. And this is also another, the La Perouse edition. This is the Jeju Island, which is a Kwelpart. And this is a Dasle, which is Dasle Island. And also the other one is Hoppansu, which is a Dao Island. They have island between China and Japan was fighting over that island too. And then 1849, January 27, French whaling ship, the whaling ship called Liancrut, he was also sailing on the east coast of the Korea, and they found out another island, which doesn't showing on the map, in their map. So they report to the French Navy that we found a new map. So they put their ship name on it, which called Liancrut. So first, the French made it Dokdo by also in 1849, they make another name as a Liancrut Rock. And during the Japan and Russian War 1904, there is a big battle between Japan and Russia in front of this Dokdo Island. That's why the Japan still call them Lianco battle. This is a Liancrut Island. After Japan, they have a British ship also coming to East Sea, and they also find out the new map because they are not on their map. If they see the French map, they already have a Liancrut map, but they don't see French map, they see their own map, but they say, oh, this is a new island again. So they put their own name called Fortis Island. Fortis name is their captain's name of the ship called Hornet. The ship name is Hornet. But then later on, British Admiralty says, you cannot put your own name on that island name. The island name has to be by king's family name, like a Port Arthur, like a Port Hamilton. So later on they changed the name to this island as a Hornet Island. So if you see the Hornet Island there's a British map as well. So they have like a Hornet Island and also the Liancrut Island. And later on, I also have another one. There's another one, the Russian, 1854, the Russian fleet called Pallas. Also, the Russian ship also came to East Coast, which is sea of Japan and East Coast, East Sea, and they also find it out same island again in only 1 year different. So at that time, Russian map also doesn't showing up this island. So they put their own name again, which is Scala Olivcha, Scala Manelai. I bring two Russian map there. You can see there too. So Dokdo is so famous. 3 countries from Western, like British, French, Russia, they put their own name. And also in the east side is Korea, China, Japan, they have their own name. So 6 countries name, total there are 14 names. It's like a Guinness. We have to put in the Guinness, not talking about territory issue. One island has 6 countries name, total 14 names. So amazing, don't you think so? Okay, and this is another last one. You know, Andrea Kim, Father Andrea Kim, yeah, he drawing the map too on the 1846, and then he drawing two maps, but one map he gave to the in Shanghai missionary, and the one map was, you know, was a government, Korean government took it, but 1855. The French royal geographer Malte Brun, he saw in his library, which is a BNF, Bibliothèque Nationale de France, he saw this map and he drawing another Korea map, and he put the Dokdo as a Osan, O-U-S-A-N. He put another name into a French name. So it's really unbelievable. Anyway, for conclusion, as I say earlier, 1528 in Venice, there's another world map founded, and it says here, it says Meru Orientale, and this number 3 is Japango, which is Japan. And this is also, it says Manchuria, and this is China. But this shape, same as Korea, they have like Jeju Island, but it's the same shape, but there's no name on it. So Korea geographer says, oh, this is true, but no name on it. So they are not hesitating, but oh, this is the first Western map showing Korea because there's no name on it. But the British scholar, he put his thesis about mapping of Korea that, oh, this is Korea, obviously. So this is a different point of view. So if we Korean geographer, they agreed, then this is also the first map gonna be in the Western maps about it. Anyway, I tried to do my best to, closing up ASAP, but it's okay. All right, thank you.